10 seconds.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the View from the Dead Box. This is episode 1 billion, I believe now. It feels like an eternity.
Yeah, especially the way this recording session's going so far.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, you probably won't hear the very beginning. We got about probably 5 to 8 minutes through, and I had a power outage. Here we had a bad storm. And Mike was kind of talking to himself for probably about
sure was.
2 minutes, just carrying the show. Curious why I wasn't responding back to anything. But hopefully we're going to try this again. We should be good, but everything hopefully holds together. So we'll kind of get back on track. So we want to kind of dedicate this podcast to the recent passing of Tim Montressor. Sad. Like I said, it was just crazy to hear that out of the blue.
But especially the paintball community, we're pretty tight knit. You know what I mean? It's not like professional baseball. I mean, it sucks when anybody dies, but we see these people, and we recently played the MVPS. I say recently, February of this year. Yeah. But we talked to him there about our guns getting tagged for DLX and stuff like that. So it's a little closer to home than a other professional athlete, I guess is how I should say it.
Yeah, and he was. With other pro players, it's crazy because typically you just see everybody has something bad to say about somebody. Like somebody has something bad to say about Oliver. Somebody has something bad to say about Ryan Greenspan. Everybody has something to say about it, and I've yet to hear anybody ever bring up one bad thing about Tim. And it's so crazy because every time, and I've probably seen him, 10, 15 times, and he was really big in the veteran community, helping out the VM guys all the time. He was always upbeat, happy, smiling, and it's insane of how quickly life can turn, right?
Yeah. Well, I was talking to you before the show. My earliest memories of him is from the short buses, where they had Todd Martinez making fun of him, going with the little dog, going Tim Montressor or however he was doing it.
Oh, yeah.
That was always just my favorite thing. It was him, and they were making fun of someone else too.
But I think it was Tim, and Nicky Cuba. I think might have been
you're right. I believe so. But that's just my when it happened, I was like, oh, I loved watching the short, but it brought those back to me. But
yes.
So, but
same.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
You just can't take life for granted.
Nope.
So all the money you got.
No, I'm not spending. No, I'm too cheap.
Spend it all.
Don't even.
Gotta spend every penny you have.
No feel one force.
Speaking of spending, we're gonna go ahead and lock you in for that Blake Yarber force. I just locked in for the RG. Payne's got the titanium gray coming in Thursday.
I don't know, man. I gotta keep thinking. It's a tough one for me.
It's coming in. It's cool.
It's a tough one for me.
Got you etched down.
Uh-huh.
Can't wait.
Maybe.
By the time you guys hear this, Mike will already be shooting a Blake Yarber edition force. Probably about 2 weeks by then. So
that's funny. But
what were you thinking today, sir?
What was I thinking today? I have two topics.
Okay.
They shouldn't be too terribly wrong, and one of them just because we I would say recently just finally got back to saying normal, but that's very loose. Practices.
On a rec field.
So on a rec field, but it's practice. It could be worse.
Yep.
It could be worse.
Oh, it could be worse.
So, and we've talked about coaching before, but normally that's always been sideline coaching.
Yeah.
And me and you both kind of, I would say, coach the team we play on now, whether that is in the pits, off the pits, on the field.
Yep.
But what is something you would say to someone who is wanting to coach a paintball team? Not sideline coaching, obviously. Throw that out the window. That's not done.
Yeah.
But actually coaching a paintball team today. Because it's changed.
Yeah, I'd say run away, right?
Run away, I know, right?
Just go to your local Walmart and just find another hobby. Maybe get a bunch of tricycles and start. Maybe learn how to run the circus first. Because if you can learn how to run the circus, that's basically what you have.
It's chaotic. It's chaotic.
If you can run a circus, right? So order the monkeys online. Get a bunch of tricycles, maybe an elephant or two. And then don't forget the peanuts, and you'll probably be doing just fine because once you get the circus going, paintball is about the next step. That's your next step up.
Especially when you're down in the pits and you've got 8 people and you're trying to like
Yeah,
figure out what the
everybody's trying
fuck's
to figure
going
out
on.
what's going on.
But not even in the pit side though. Even like I said, we practiced this weekend. I mean, we ran some drills.
Yep.
I mean, that's a big side of coaching you really don't see. I mean, everyone sees the coaching.
I think it's overlooked. To be honest,
I mean,
we got away from it pretty bad.
Yep, we did.
And as of, I don't know, I'd say this season, really.
Yeah,
we started drilling a lot better. And I think it has shown significant improvements on just the fundamental, like running and gunning and off break drills and, 30-second drills. And I think that those small things, especially with us not having a field to practice directly onto the turf stone, I think is crazy.
Oh, I do too. I don't think now we only play Division 4, but even at our division, I think you need a dedicated coach. Honestly, I really do.
Well, I mean, at least for us playing X-ball, it's 5-man's a little bit different. You definitely need a coach nowadays. And it's so hard because everybody wants to be a player.
Yep.
It's so hard to have that one guy who either is just like wants to just help the team out and sit back or just doesn't want to play but wants to be around the sport. And those are the best things. It's very hard. Typically it's the older guys that have played and have said, okay, well, maybe this isn't for me anymore, but I really like these guys and I still want to be around the sport. Let me coach and let me help out. And if that's you, whoever's listening to this, just there's a place for you guys. Like,
absolutely.
Every team is missing. It's very few and far between that I run into a team that has a dedicated coach. And hell, we don't even have a dedicated coach. Nope. Typically, it's me and Mike run the show. That's how it goes.
Kind of how we do it, and it works for us. It might not work for other teams. Normally, I make a lot of the calls off the field, but if Wes is on the field, if he sees something, like I say whatever the play call might be, he's on the field and he sees something different, whether I'm playing with him or not, he changes it, and then that's the play we run. And that so far seems to work for us. I think pretty well.
But, I think it's better to. I tried to run it all, and that's how I've always done. Is always ran it all, but with running race to 4 events, man, and being split deck and everything, it's just too much for me to make the coaching roster adjustments every single point and be out there because especially playing, I played like 31 out of 35 points the last event. I just can't do it. Like,
absolutely.
I literally just can't do it. And I definitely couldn't do it without you. So having you there, and you play most of the points as well, but having you there 25. Taking the load off. Having you take the load off me is just such a huge help. Because I don't have to worry about like scrambling to set the roster up. I can come off the field, get my shit, get cleaned up, and get ready to get back out there. And then if I have to make an adjustment on the field, that's fine. We usually do. We try to set up a game plan that, all right, let's think we'll go here, and we're walking out there, and then I'm kind of looking at the guys on the board. I'm like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna take the 300, take the fire to the ice, God, whatever we gotta do. But I definitely couldn't do it without you or the guys that are helping out in the pits.
Oh yeah, because it's not just us. I mean, Courtney, your wife, is a big one with getting paused a lot of times. I mean, this last one, just not only calling Chuck out because it is a full team effort with us, but Chuck helped a lot in the last tournament we played.
Yeah, he basically ran the whole show, which was great. And I had little to do except just play.
Same. I didn't either. I took a back seat with this one a lot too, so it was nice.
Yeah, and I hate to say it because Chuck enjoys playing, but he took the back seat and was like, he played a few points and it was like, listen, you guys are rolling. I'll just sit back and let you guys put the work in, and I'll just keep making the adjustments. And it's great because there's no bigger role as a team player than that.
Oh,
because,
absolutely.
Like, listen, I can probably help you guys out here and there, but right now I'm such a big asset calling these plays off the field and making the proper adjustments that I'm just going to let this ride and I'll just sit this event out, and I'll jump in a time or two when we're rolling. But, I need to just be making the adjustments and it fucking worked. So
he came off the field one time and I felt so bad because if someone says they're coaching, to me, it's them coaching. And he walked off, and I forget who. Everyone was looking at him for a call, and I was like, I made a call. I stepped over him, and I looked at him afterwards. I was like, Chuck, I was like, I did not need to do that. I was like, but you looked like how I look like when I walk off the field sometimes. Like someone had to say something. He was like, nope.
Yeah.
He was like, I needed it. He was like, I didn't know who had just played, who hadn't played in a while, who was getting pods, who was doing this. I was like, I just needed to spit something out because we were in a spot where we were getting ready to win this tournament. And I was like, we can't have a small miscommunication right here, screw that up. So
Yeah.
So if he's listening, I'm sorry again. I overstepped your coach.
Thank you. Thanks, Chuck.
Yeah, it was a big help. But yeah, I mean, coaching, I don't know, that was just something, like I said, it's not really sideline coaching anymore, but it's just, I think it's important for our even divisional teams to have, whether they can be a dedicated coach or not, someone who knows how to do it. And if they can play and coach, more power to them. It's tough to do.
Good luck. Maybe playing practices. Events, maybe not so much, but I think if you're looking at getting started and you have a legit background, reach out to your fields, guys. Just go to these fields, or even if you don't have a crazy background, but you know what you're doing, you're not a moron, and you've been around the game, there are tons of teams that will gladly take your help. You could show up and say, hey, I'm looking at, trying to coach a team. I want to help run it. This is what I want to do. I've been around for da-da-da-da-da. I played da-da-da-da, but maybe your finances aren't in order, or maybe you just don't have the free time to be out there and try, you know what I mean? But you can put the work in with coaching.
Yeah, it's important. And if you get players that aren't listening to you, I mean, I'd leave that squad. I mean, you should play with people that'll listen at least halfway time. Yeah. I mean, me and Wes, we don't really argue, but we butt heads some play calls, but it's never anything.
No, I mean, it's bound to happen. It's just going to happen.
And that's teammates in general. I mean.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's always bound to happen. And I believe that if it's probably not happening at some point,
someone's not being honest.
Somebody's just lying because somebody doesn't like the way you're doing something. It just doesn't have the nuts to tell you that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. But, most of us have known each other long enough to just kind of say, like, or whatever.
Which is a big advantage to us. I mean, a lot of people can't say they've been playing. I mean, I'd say on the same team with the same group of players for 10 years.
On and off. Yep.
But I had another one too, because I figured these two are gonna be kind of short, and I don't know what you have planned. So, like I said, we've been playing for a long time. What advice would you give to like a new player starting out who? When I say new player, I don't mean someone who's come to the rec ball field one time and played, but someone who's played the rec ball and wants to start getting into the tournaments. Like, what would you tell? Like, something you wish someone would have told you 20 some odd years ago. Other than money, everyone knows it's expensive.
I guess they need to figure out how far they want to go, right? So they need to figure out: do I want to ride this until the wheels fall off? Like, I want to just push it. And I want to be, practicing, 2 times a week, bare minimum, or just it's a twice a month kind of thing. And if so, that's fine. There's teams out there that do both, right? So if it's something you want to get into, there are teams from D6 all the way up to pro, and every team always has a roster spot available for somebody to come on to. And if you show the work and you want to get involved, that's what people are looking for. That's what I'm looking for. When people come out and they reach out to me and they want to try out for my guys, I always take in, you say you're going to be there, but do you show up? You say you want to play, but do you play? You say you want to get better. Are you drilling? Are you helping out? Are you lending a hand multiple aspects of the field? So that's what I'm looking for as a quote unquote coach or captain. Is I'm looking for somebody to come to me and say, hey, I'm looking for a team to play for. This is what I've done before. This is what I can do. I can play this amount of time. I can practice this. Money is or is not an issue. Just be straight. I don't want you to come to me and lie to me and tell me money's no issue. And then I say, okay, let's check it out. We have a scrimmage in Jacksonville this weekend, and we have an event the very weekend after that. and you go, well, I can only do like one or two or one or the other, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I already can't stand that shit. So
Yep.
I need guys that can play. To me, as a role player, I want a person that's going to be there bare minimum 2 weeks every month, and they're going to make the practice prior to the event. Those are my big things. But most of us play just about every single weekend,
Yep.
every month, and we might miss 1 week a month. If there's if a couple of guys, 5, 6 guys are gonna come out, then we'll just usually take it off and go, chill with the family or go do riding or something else. But dedication is the biggest thing. You need to tell yourself, like, do you want to commit? And if so, you want to commit, that's great. Now go commit.
Yep.
Show up.
Show
Be there
up.
early.
Show us the committed.
Please. Like, I still struggle with my guys. We have a few players in our team that still almost think it's a joke to like show up a little bit past where everybody else shows up. Like, everybody's there. We'll just say 10 o'clock. Everybody's there at 9:45, 10. They show up at like 10:30, 10:45. That means they put them 45 minutes behind us.
Yep.
Which isn't a big deal if it happens every now and then, but if it's a regular thing, like, if you want to be
It gets
serious,
annoying.
yes. If you want to be serious, just be there on time. It's not that hard. I promise it's not. I've done it all from staying up to 5 a.m. and being at the field at 9 the next morning. So I don't want to hear like it's not enough sleep or whatever, but you can do it. Like, and that's what the coaches or the players or the other team wants to see. They want to pull in and they want to have, like, I always want to have somebody beat me to the field. I always want to be the first to the field, but I want somebody to beat me to the field when I get there. So, and it's typically me and Mike are typically one of the first people to get there almost most practices. Payne's usually there very early as well. But be there on time. And when you get there, like, just be ready to grind. Just be ready to put the work in.
And this goes with the being there on time. Me personally, I would take a lesser player who just shows that, and then the willingness to learn. If you're on time, you want to learn, you listen to the coaching, all this, and you might not be quite the skill level because you can learn that stuff. Most of it you can learn. Some stuff I can teach you 100 times and you might not learn it. It just might not be for you. But
you're an idiot.
If you just show, well, you might not be an idiot. Just show the dedication. For me, that's my biggest thing.
Yeah, I'll take a dedicated, hardworking D5 player over a cocky, arrogant D4 player that is significantly better than the D5 kid. But if you're going to be there every single weekend and I can see you're going to improve and you want to put the work in and you have the time and you have the money, I'm taking you over the D4 guy that's going to show up once or twice a month, doesn't really care, knows he's D4 capable, doesn't want to apply himself as well, and wants to dick around. I just don't have time for that anymore.
Because in 3 months, he's going to be beating the bricks off that other guy. He's going to be running him into the dirt.
Yeah, and the other kid who is not taking it serious is going to leave.
Yep.
And also when times get rough, that other kid just leaves because it wasn't really in his heart. He was just doing it to pass time.
Yep.
And this other guy got beaten to the dirt every single weekend. He's fine with staying there and getting his shit pushed in even more because that's what he's there for. He's there to get better. So we want to see, as players and coaches and teammates, we want to see people who want to take the role on as getting better. I want to see a guy that wants to go out of his way to like win points and want to go out of his way to like be a better player.
Oh yeah.
And it's something so simple, but I feel like it's just like fading away in the wind at this point.
Oh, well, I mean, it is. And like you said, the being a better player. If you're a better player for yourself, you turn out to be a better player for your teammates. And I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
I am very competitive. I'm the quietest competitive person we probably have.
Yeah.
Losing burns me down to my core more than anybody probably realizes. But if you show up and can just practice with me, I can teach you. You can teach me stuff. I'm down to learn anything. Just be a good teammate and a halfway decent player. That's all I need when I'm trying to find a new player, or like we said, someone who wants to play in the tournaments.
Yeah.
Willingness to learn and willingness to teach. Those are my two biggest things. And be on time. Be punctual. That's it.
Time.
Yeah. That honestly probably, for me anyway, could outweigh some of the other stuff, because if you have a willingness to learn and you're on time, that's really I could handle that honestly because I could
Yeah,
teach you how to
because we
shoot
get more
straight.
practice in that way. We get more points in. We get more drills in, or just talking over stuff. If you're showing up last minute, you're typically already made somebody mad. We're waiting on them,
Yep.
and they get there, and then it's like, dick around for a little bit, walk around, inspect the gear, set the gear up, and we're already 2 full sets in.
Yep.
I'm like, dude, now you're going to be dicking around at the end of practice, and we're all packing up and leaving because I like to get there early and leave somewhat early.
Yep.
Like this weekend, we're just doing drills. I wanted to be in there by 9, and I wanted to be done by 1:30. And I remember not even looking at the clock, and I was packing up, and it was 1:08, and I'm like,
Yep.
perfect. I was gone by like 1:21. See ya.
Yep.
I'm like, that's perfect to me. We got a good drills in, and I felt like everybody got some really good hard practice in.
I think so too.
And, yeah, and it's like, and you didn't lose your day.
Nope.
So, and I know that's a big thing for you is to get in, out, and done, and not lose your day.
I'm so freaking busy, so it's like I'm there for every practice, and I'm doing this thing, and then I gotta squeeze in time to record this podcast with Wes, and I'm all over the place, man. Did you have anything? I got more topics, but
oh yeah,
I can pull up other ones. I got loads of them.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the NXL, right?
Okay.
All this COVID stuff going on.
Canceled for the season. That's my bad.
Right.
I 100% think so. I don't think I'm getting a cup this year. I don't think so. If I'm being honest, I don't think so. Not happening.
And it's so sad because they just canceled ICC.
Mm-hmm.
And they just canceled what was the other event? They just canceled another event. It's another big event.
I bet our SPL in July gets canceled. They just extended groups of 50 or more.
I just seen a text come across my phone earlier that said Savannah is making mask mandatory.
Yep. I don't. And without getting political, I don't know if that's the right call anyway for mask, but I want to play paintball. I get if that's the rule, that's the rule. I'm not gonna go bend any rules, but I feel like I'm pretty safe playing paintball. I mean, granted, when we're in the pits, we're not social distancing. I am drinking from any bottle of water I can see, but I feel like I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
But I understand they don't want to be liable, so I get it. I really do get it. But I've been to Cup every year since 2008.
When AIDS was a pandemic, basically. I mean,
yeah. And hey, I made it out of that alive.
It's just crazy that
it is.
I say crazy, but it's sad to think that
it is. It would be a heartbreaker.
We were gonna have a Eastern besides Cup, Eastern NXL, which we were gonna go play and definitely win, take all the money in, all $6 of it.
D4 X ball, baby. Yeah, that's what we do
now. And that gets canceled. Well, quote unquote canceled, and then now there's a high probability that Cup gets canceled. So it's just very disheartening to see all this coming. And those are kind of the only events you really look forward to besides playing your small local like rinky dink events during the year. Those are like the biggest ones I look forward to on my Cup. I get to see all these guys that like I've been clowning all year. I get to see them and hang out with them and have a good time. We should go down a couple of days early. We should go to a theme park. And the China flu is gonna push us back, it looks like. I
think so too. And like you said, you're talking about seeing other people. I know I won't see some of my friends that I see every World Cup. The guys that
you always go down, you hang out with your cousins and stuff too.
I hang out with my cousins, but
you always do Halloween Horror Nights.
Halloween Horror Nights. Well, we haven't lately, like the past, really since NXL took over because they pushed Cup into November. And it stops, I think, in like Halloween night, I believe is the last time they do that now. But it's like I won't get to see my family. I won't get to see any of my paintball friends. Like, I mean, I got all you guys here, but we see the same people at all these tournaments. So I talk to this guy, I talk to that guy, I talk to these people, and it's like I go watch this D2 team that I know 3 guys on. It's like I go hang out with all these people. I'm gonna miss that. That's gonna be almost worse than not getting able to play. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Man, it's a thing.
So shitty.
It is. It's highly annoying to me, but there's just really nothing we can do. I mean,
Nope.
this year
Just boot
sucks
up Call of Duty
ass.
Warzone and just play it until you die, I guess.
Between, I mean, like we said, Tim Montressor died, NXL. We lost a local paintball player too at the beginning of the year. I mean,
Yep.
and all this, it's like, I mean, and every community is having their same things, but it's like I said in the beginning, paintball is so tight knit. So it's like, it sucks. It sucks all the way around.
But there's really, I mean, nothing you can
No.
really do. I mean, especially with this COVID shit going on, it just takes a fat shit on us. I mean, that's what's honestly going on. We're just laying back and getting Cleveland Steamers put on our chest.
The only positive I can take after he says that comment is that hopefully 2021, if all this is done by then, but at this point I don't know. If you would ask me a month ago if I was gonna be having this conversation with you, I would have said no. I would have thought it was.
I was looking on the upside. I'm like,
it was,
good.
yeah.
Like we now think we're gonna be like, perfect.
Does that mean I can get my money back from MVPS for my ID?
That's what I'm gonna say. I said, how about these IDs? Are we gonna get refunded for these IDs? For all I got 1, 2, 3, almost will probably be 4 by the time I play MSXL if it still exists. Can I get my money back for an ID, or can you just charge me like $5 per event for my ID?
If you haven't heard the episode on IDs, be sure to listen to that.
Yeah.
But
God.
The only thing I hope this doesn't turn into, other than an elongated pandemic or whatever, it doesn't hurt any of these local series. Like NXL is probably big enough to maintain, you know what I mean, be fine.
Yeah, it's hard to kill a monopoly.
But
I mean,
sure, whatever you say, Wes. Is it? I mean, you're not wrong, but it's just. I mean, it's like any big sports team, though. You know what I mean? There's one company that does the whole thing. I mean, look at NFL. It's the same thing.
I mean, kind of. But
it is. Same with baseball, Major League Soccer, and then everyone else, like, there's other leagues. So think of, like, MVPS, SPO. It's the same thing. That's how I look at it. Like, he's thinking. You guys can't see his face.
It's a little bit different just because I think that they have a chance of doing better by the player. And I still think that the NXL drops the ball on doing better by the player and I'd say doing better by the company. But, I mean, I know tons of guys that run their own companies that were in the NXL and are not in the NXL because NXL decided to unfold half their dick on them and just
Jesus Christ,
hit them.
Wild tonight.
I mean, it's wild, dude. You know what's wild is what you don't get me started here. What is wild is the amount of money that NXL charges these smaller companies to.
He's gonna say this every time. This is gonna be his same thing. Anytime he gets talked about the NXL, you would think like
I get so mad, man.
I know. You would think they personally went to you and did you know what I mean? Went out and said, Westside Town, you cannot do this.
I mean,
threw 3 majors on him, and they were like, I don't know, beating him up in the corner. That's what he feels like. God, I don't get that feeling at all. Other than I think we've talked about this, but I think it's overpriced. And IDs annoy me. But I understand why they're there.
Overpriced if I typed it in caps lock on. It's wild because overpriced is just a tip of the iceberg, you know. I just think I think they can do better by the player, which is fine. Hopefully they do that in 2027 whenever paintball comes back around, whenever the stuff ends. But I do think that they can do better and they need to do better. That there are other events, aka MVPS and even MSXL. I would even say almost CPSL. That hasn't been around long enough, but these events are doing better than the NXL is doing as far as for the player. And
and why do you think that is? I have my the way I think it is because they're smaller. You could talk I've said it in this episode already, but paintball is tight knit. But when you take a smaller series, they can get feedback right from the players. I mean, you just mentioned CPSL. If the next event goes, they just announced a blind layout, which is something we've talked about on this podcast. We've said it to them there when we're there. So to me, they are listening.
No,
like
no.
I said, it's because
TV,
it's a
you
smaller
see what happened in the last
series.
event. They were trying to figure out what was going on with the CPSL, and he was looking for helps. And I gave him like 4 of this is what I would do. I would do this. I would do this. I would do this.
Yep.
And 5 minutes later, he brings up a live stream and literally verbatim copies exactly what I told him. And then that's how he ran the event. And guess what? We were out of there by 4:30, 5 o'clock. I was home. Like appreciate
and walked
it.
away with a trophy.
Yeah,
I mean, not that it's just what we do. But
make sure, give me my my cut there, dude. Like, you stole all my ideas. But no, they are listening, but it's not that NXL is not listening. NXL is definitely listening, but they're like, why do I have to listen? Like, you have nowhere else to play. You want to play the biggest event in the world? Yeah, okay, well, it's right here, and you're gonna pay for it. There's nothing you can do about it. If you want to play the biggest event with all the vendors, we're gonna charge you a fuck ton of money, and then we're going to charge the vendors a fuck ton of money, and then we're going to sit back and have a good time. They run a good event. It is good.
It's ran well.
But Jesus, man. I mean,
my only gripe really is the cost of entry. Like I say, if you lower the cost of entry and even lower my price, I don't care.
You can't lower the prizes because
I know
you can't go any lower than what they got. But
see, I knew you were gonna say something like that.
I mean, there is no lower than dirt.
I know,
you win. Like you win the NXL event, you win fucking cheeseburgers and bus change. That's basically what you win.
The change between the carpet.
While they charge you $2,500 entry fee for one team, while they got 500 plus teams there just dancing around, doing the jig on you.
They ain't gonna have 500 plus teams there this year. I can tell you that. Even if it goes through, how many teams do you think aren't gonna go? I think a lot.
Paintball players are kind of retarded.
We are, but
they'll all still go there.
I don't know, man.
If travel bans are lifted and they're fine to move, I think just as many teams. If not, it might be the biggest one of ever, because every event almost has been getting canceled. And these guys will look forward to Cup.
And that's the only positive side to all this. Like that is a possibility. But like I said, a month ago, I thought that was going to be the case. I thought by August we are going to start seeing some good turnarounds, but I don't think that's going to be the case now. And then, but it's like when people who are going to be playing this event need to start making travel arrangements, you know what I mean, coming up here in September, like people that have to fly in and yada, 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 all that, got to get their rooms. But if no, you can't do any of that stuff, then you can't have your biggest event.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That was what I was thinking. Did you have anything else?
No, I think that's about it. NXL, you just already beat me down here. Still,
I haven't showed you these yet, so I'll show it on this. So people that don't, or people that don't watch. I was gonna say don't listen. Everyone's listening. We got some stickers.
Ooh.
So they look pretty good.
They do look damn good.
Yeah. I didn't know how to do it really, so I was like, I'll just take the podcast art.
Copy and paste it. Yeah.
So
it looks great.
I was pretty pleased the way they turned out. So I'll have to get you a few of these. Any of the people that know us, if they want one, just message me. I can get you some stickers. I got a stack of them here.
$2,500 is what we're charging.
And I'll sign it too.
Entry fee for Cup.
It's our GoFundMe.
Yeah, about what we need now.
But we were all over the place tonight, but it was fun. It was different. We don't normally do them like this.
The power outage, and
that intro was so good. That intro was really good.
Yeah, I'll have that one again.
Whatever.
Well,
but, thanks for listening, guys. We hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, we were a little not scatterbrained, but we talked about a little bit of everything tonight, so it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had a good time.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening.
See ya.